Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a what I eat in a day video. Normally I don't really talk about food in my channel since I am not a dietitian and I have so many stomach problems and allergies that most people aren't really interested in what I'm eating. But right now I am working with a dietitian on something called a low fodmap anti-inflammatory diet to help try to sort out some of those stomach problems. The first thing I have for my breakfast is overnight oats. I use half a cup of oats, which you just saw there, a little bit of matcha mixed in with some almond milk. I do have a matcha whisk, and this is super fun to do the night before. And then I add some blueberries. I usually use frozen, but what you see here is dried. You can also use fresh, whatever you want to do, just to get some extra fruit and nutrients in with my morning. This is the result. I can't lie, it looks a little scary on camera, but it's actually super delicious. And this was something I was eating before I started this special diet, and I'm really glad that it made the cut. The second thing that I have with my breakfast is 2 hard-boiled eggs. You can see on these 2 that I actually marked them with a Sharpie to show that they're boiled so I don't accidentally crack a raw egg first thing in the morning before I'm fully awake. But I am actually pescatarian on top of my other dietary needs and allergies, so getting some protein in is super important for me. Like the overnight oats, this is also super easy to prep the night before and then keep in the fridge and just peel and eat the next morning. I do also put some salt and pepper on these. You can see I did a better job peeling one than the other. And some people can tolerate black pepper on their low FODMAP diet, others cannot. I am currently on the elimination phase of the diet. Like I said, if you're not someone who has this kind of restriction, then you don't need to worry about it. But if you are working with a dietitian, I thought I would just give you some ideas on what you might want to eat, especially if you're also a pescatarian like me, since having any sort of meat restrictions can really make this diet a hassle. I'm also definitely still learning. I'm only on week 1 of my FODMAP diet, so I'm gonna mess up here and there, but I am trying my best. Here is my coffee. My dietitian specifically requested that I keep my liquids an hour apart from my meals, which has been tough since I'm such a coffee addict, but I just kept that refrigerated almond milk from earlier to add to 2 shots of espresso. And yes, I drink multiple shots of espresso in a day. I'm definitely a caffeine hound, but what can I say? I've had this bear cup for years, and I just think it's so cute with some coffee in it. It just looks like a little brown bear. Sorry, I just really love cute stuff, and I have a lot of it in my house, clearly. This is my lunch. I have some cooked baby carrots since raw carrots are too much for my digestive system right now, some honeydew melon and cantaloupe, a piece of gluten-free bread that I toasted with some non-dairy cheese since I have a dairy allergy, smoked salmon, and capers. I also have a dark chocolate bar for dessert. This is my kind of cheat bagel, if that makes sense, since I do live in New York City and I really miss having bagels. But this works well enough for me. You kind of get the idea without getting anything into my system that's really gonna mess me up right now. Also, I feel like I say this every time I do a voiceover, but I do live under the flight path of a major airport, so if you can hear any airplanes, I apologize. Here's the dark chocolate bar. I actually bought this at the airport since I was traveling recently. I believe this one's only 76% dark chocolate, but I do prefer super dark chocolate, so in the future you might see some 92 or 95% dark chocolate. I know it sounds crazy, but I just really love that super rich chocolate flavor. It's kind of like coffee without actually drinking coffee. Second coffee of the day, sorry not sorry, but I do apologize for how dark this footage got. It started to rain in the middle of the day. But again, look how cute he is! Here is my snack. My dietitian did ask that I don't snack, but unfortunately I do have a medication that I have to take with food, so I have this at around 2 p.m. This was a bar that she recommended for the low FODMAP diet specifically, and I think it's awesome. The only thing is that it does have cashews in it, so if you can't handle cashews, this might not be for you, but it does have 14 grams of protein and 10 grams of fiber, which are super important to get when you're on a diet like this. So I think this bar is just awesome, and it tastes pretty dang good too. Before we get into my dinner, I did just want to say that I drank some Gatorade Zero while I was out and about. I drank about a third of the bottle. Jury's kind of out on this, whether or not it's FODMAP approved, but it didn't upset my stomach, so I figured it was okay. And here is my dinner. I just pan-fried some tofu in some sesame oil with some black pepper and salt. I also pan-fried some dok. Normally you would see this in dokguk, but I just pan-fried it instead since I'm not supposed to have liquids with my dinner. And I also pan-fried a ton of bok choy, and this is what it came out to. Bok choy shrinks like crazy. And I also have some melon again. You can add more variety to your diet if you can eat citrus fruits, but I cannot. So my fruit intake is pretty much limited to melon and blueberries. And of course another piece of dark chocolate. I hope this was interesting for you guys, and or maybe helpful even if you're on a low FODMAP diet. It's a little bit of different content for me, but I hope you thought it was fun, and thanks for hanging out with me. Bye!